Hi, welcome to Module 3. Hopefully by now you're starting to really feel comfortable, feel like you've gotten into the groove of doing clinicals and keeping up with your readings and taking your first test. Hopefully you're encouraged and not discouraged after taking your first test, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But just wanted to say welcome to Module 3, your last module of mental health. After this module, we'll get started on Med-Surg, which I know most of you are a little bit more comfortable with. So hopefully, if you felt a little bit out of your comfort zone in the last couple of weeks, hopefully you'll start to feel more comfortable and more excited about learning and this program, I guess, in the next couple of weeks when you start Med-Surg. So Module 3, I'm just going to refer to my notes over here. Just to go over kind of what's expected of you, we are going through chapters 23 through 29 and chapters 31. We had already put up the information for chapter 22 when we decided to not cover it. Substance abuse is covered in Med-Surg, so we thought that was kind of redundant, but I just didn't take down the information because I just figured you could use it if you wanted it, you could look at it, you could save it for when we do it in Med-Surg, and then you have a secondary resource, or you can just totally ignore it. You can do, whatever you want with that. But then the other chapters, obviously, and don't forget when you go to take your test, the end of Module 3, that it's covered some chapters from Module 2, that second half of Module 2, and then the chapters here from Module 3 will all be combined together for your second test. I know with your test, a lot of you guys had trouble with your multiple responses, that select all that apply. Those questions are just tricky. And the only way to get used to doing those questions is to practice them. Find some NCLEX books, look in your books, Google, do whatever you can. Find questions like that. And then also don't just take the test and see what you got wrong. Make sure you're reading the rationales. The rationales provide a ton of information. In fact, if you're ever in a time crunch and you can't even do questions, read the rationales. They help you with not only understanding why answers might be correct, but also why the wrong questions are incorrect. So I can't say too much because you might be watching this video before you even take your Module 2 test. So I can't go into too many details about that, but just know, do you practice those multiple response questions? You will get better at them. You'll feel more comfortable with them, and then you'll do better on your exams, I promise. The second exam, I think, is going to be amazing. You're going to do great. I feel it in my bones. So take a deep breath. If you didn't do as well as you had wanted to on that first exam, take a deep breath. Realize that my motto going through nursing school was C equals RN, right? At 74, that's your aim. It's always good, obviously, to hope for better. I mean, that I don't want to tell you that 74 is good enough. If you can do better, that's awesome. But don't beat yourself up, okay? Give yourself some grace. First test, totally new way of learning, totally new way of testing. It takes a bit to get used to. So like I said, take a deep breath, move on, start fresh. Speaking of practicing, the end of this module, actually the day the next module opens, your NCLEX questions will be due. So September 30th at, I believe it's 5 p.m., your questions will all be due to Ms. Hamilton. So make sure that you're keeping up with that. Don't wait till the last minute and then try to get all of these questions done, or trying to figure out how to provide proof. Make sure you're keeping up with that and staying on track. The sign up for your HESI should be coming out pretty soon, within I'm going to say within the next week, but that's within the week of me recording this, so I don't know when you're going to watch this. So usually about 2 weeks before the HESI date, which your HESI is going to be on October 1st at 9 a.m. And that is for everyone, 9 a.m. October 1st. Make sure it's circled in your calendar. Your bosses know, your family knows, everybody knows. That is a very difficult test to take at a later time for us to have different time frames for. So please ensure that you have that date on your calendar and you are prepared to be at whichever campus you are taking this. This is not something that can be taken on ProctorU. You have to actually be at one of the 3 campuses. So October 1st, 9 a.m. You only have 90 minutes, so you don't have to be there terribly long. I would say expect to be there till 11, just in case something happens and you don't get started till like 9:10. But I would say be there by 8:45, hopefully, so that everybody's settled and you have everything you need and you get yourself time to not be in a rush. You didn't just drive like a crazy person and then start taking your test. Get yourself there early so that you have time to take a breath, get centered, and then start, because it is a time test of 90 minutes. The other thing, your dosage calculation exam, about half of you guys have done that. You have to do that before your first day of clinical. You also have 2 tries. If you are happy with your first try and that's the grade you want to go with, then that's fine. But if you want to try it again to try to get that 100, you can't do worse. We take the highest grade. So if you've gotten a 94 and you want to try to take it again to get 100, that's absolutely fine. And honestly, I had one student that had gotten, I think, a 96, and she took it again and she said, Ms. Paget, I don't know when I might need points. And if I end up a semester with a 73.4 instead of a 73.5 to be rounded up to 74 for passing, I'm going to kick myself that I didn't retake that dosage calculation exam to get a couple more points to bump me up. And I thought, oh, that's a very forward-thinking idea. So good job with that. So not telling you have to retake it, not telling you have to get 100, but letting you know that the option is there and it's not a bad idea. The other thing, I think I mentioned you have 3 pass points due this module. Do those. Those really, I know you might think that they're busy work. They're not. They really do enhance learning, I promise. The same with your care maps that you're going to do in med-surg. Everyone's like, why are we doing these? Honestly, studies have shown that really helps put the information together. I promise you, we don't like to grade busy work. We don't like to assign busy work. We know you're busy. We're busy. We really want to only give you assignments that are helping you grow as a nurse, helping you retain the information, and helping actually your discussions forums help your classmates retain the information as well, which the discussion forums are amazing. You guys are doing awesome. I love reading these. So much information. I can tell that you put a lot of work into it. From now on, from discussion forum 3 and onward, we're going to try really hard to adhere to APA standards and have only use 3rd person. So this is another reason, not just busy work. We're not hazing you. Also, we do not haze, I promise. I don't just like think of ways that, how can I make their lives miserable? I promise you I don't. It's because taking thoughts that can be so emotionally charged and putting them on paper in 3rd person objectively is very difficult. And it's something that you need to do not only as a nurse in your charting. You should never be writing in your chart, in a patient's chart, I saw or I feel, or any of those first person sentences should never be in a patient's chart. And also when you are speaking to management, or when you actually, some of you might be moving into management as the manager role, you should be able to step back and look at situations objectively and to communicate that well to your peers, your subordinates, or your management, the people that you're working under. So this is another great way to get practice at that and to really get that ingrained in your thought process, so that when you are speaking, you sound educated, you sound objective, and you sound basically believable. Because if you're like, well, I feel like Joe over there was doing the wrong thing and blah, 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 blah. Nobody's going to listen to you. They're not going to take your opinion seriously. So we want you to we want you to come out of this program sounding professional and being able to write professionally. So that's a big reason that we do the discussion forums, and a big reason is that you have your writing assignments. So hopefully, I always feel like when I know why the rules are in place, it's easier to follow them. So hopefully that has made it a little bit easier for you to be like, oh, Miss Padgett's just hazing me. No, she's not hazing you, I promise. There are reasons behind this. So now on discussion forums for third person. If you did your module 2 discussion forum in first person, do not freak out. I'm not taking points off for that. We haven't really discussed that yet, but now you know. Once you know, you do better, right? I think Maya Angelou said that. So we've gone over the chapters that you'll be tested on. We've gone over the test, the dosage calculation, your discussion forums, sign up for HESI, and your NCLEX questions that are going to be due soon to Miss Hamilton. If you have any questions about your clinical assignments, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Oh, clinical assignments. So your medical surgical orientation video PowerPoint is completed. It is, go back up to the beginning part of your Moodle where your clinical information is. There's a little folder there. You watched a little PowerPoint and got some information about about mental health. The MedSurg one is completed. Please go in there, look at that, just so that you know and you're prepared for mental health, MedSurg. Sorry, I keep saying mental health. I need to just say MS and MH. Maybe I'll not misspeak. Then just go through when you get a minute. I think it's about a 15-minute long PowerPoint, and it goes through all the things that you need to be prepared for to start your MedSurg rotation, and also tells you about the paperwork that will be assigned during that time. So read that or watch that, listen to that. Let us know if you have any questions on your assignment, on how to prepare, what you need to prepare, anything like that. You should be getting an email about a few days or maybe a week before your MedSurg clinical starts from your clinical instructor telling you when and where pre-conference or preclinical will be. Usually they'll say at 5 p.m. the night before I make the assignments, and I'll hang them up on the bulletin board in the break room, or I'll email them to you. Anyway, something like that. If it's like 2 days out and you don't have that information, feel free to reach out to either your clinical instructor or Ms. Hamilton or myself, and we will get that information to you, because we want you to be ready and prepared and have a great clinical. So I think that's it. Wrapping it up. Be excited for all the things that you're learning about right now. Be excited for, almost halfway through with this semester. That's crazy. Are you kidding me? It goes by fast, right? Hopefully you think so too. Anyway, let us know if you have any questions or concerns, and we'll see you out.